Hello guys, how is everybody? Just thought I'd come on and wish everybody well. And it's a cold one here in the UK again. Just walking and musing again about the last year. And this COVID-19 is something that we've never seen before in our lifetime. Something that I never expected to see in this lifetime. This time last year in March, we sort of started to get little tricklings of it. And we never thought, well, I never thought what would happen. And we went to our first lockdown here in the UK, and it was just like watching 28 Days Later. It was bonkers. And now here we are a year later, and we're still in lockdown in the UK. It's very, very tough now. You know, main high streets, businesses, even in Richmond in London, all boarded up. Hugely popular outlets, hugely popular shops, independent shops, local shops, family-run shops, all gone. Jobs lost, people unable to see each other, lives lost without being able to say goodbye to their loved ones. It's been an absolutely catastrophic thing for this country. And I'd love to know how it's affected you. The outlook here with the people, you know, the British are gung-ho people, and we're still fighting on, and you can see people fighting, struggling, but fighting. There's no money to be had here. There's nothing happening. It's very, very difficult. And what with the early dark nights and the awful weather, we can't even go out to, you know, just see people over the fence or go out after 3-4 o'clock. It's very, very challenging. Now, there's always got to be a light at the end of the tunnel with everything. Life is on life's terms, right? So I just wondered, where you are in your country, how's it been? Have you learned anything in the last year? Is there anything that you've changed, that you've wanted to change for a while but haven't been able to because you haven't had time? Is there something that you've learned? Have you learned a language that you've never learned before because you've had the time to do it? Have you wanted to be alone more? Have you been in with children and it's been a real, real struggle? Or have you wanted to get out and see people? Has it put you off people, or have you wanted to hug people desperately? Is there something that the last year has taught you, or something that you've learned about yourself, or something that you've done that you never thought that you'd do? Has it been disadvantageous to you? Is there things that you've lost that you haven't been able to do? Or, you know, what's the sort of things in life that have changed because of this virus? Our lives are changed forever in terms of community and geographically in the world. That is geographically. But on a personal level, I'd love to hear from people, because I very rarely get to interact with people, you know, through this medium. I don't do lives. So I'd love to know how it's affected you personally. And obviously don't go too personal. I know that you don't want to say things about yourself, you know, to people that you don't know. But I'd love to know how it's made you feel differently about people. Or has it? Have you changed? And if so, how so? Has your life changed? If so, how so? What do you miss? What do you not miss? Because I know that everyone has been saying that they miss the company, they miss the people, they miss their families so much. Is there anything you don't miss as well? I know in my line of work that I'm traveling around a lot of the day. I don't work in an office, and you know, so in terms of that, my life hasn't changed that much. But if you've been working in an office day after day after day, and you haven't been doing that, has that been good for you? Has it been better for you and your family? You know, what are the bad, what are the good bits? And is there anything that we can take forwards? What do you think from now going forwards is going to happen? Now, I've just got my invitation to go and have my jab on Monday. Now, I thought that you had the second jab a couple of weeks later, but you don't. You get it way months later. And this confuses me, because I'm not sure we know enough yet to know whether then the two injections being so far apart are actually effective at all. And we have to put our faith in that, in a way. I have to, because I'm vulnerable and I want to protect my family as well, who are vulnerable. Hence why I've got mine so soon. But it does make me think, you know, and I don't want this to be a big debate about, you know, oh, I'm not going to take this because but does anyone else know why? I mean, we know why the injections are so far apart. They need to be seen to do something. But does anyone know if they continue to work this far apart? And if you're not having the jab, or if you're choosing not to, where do you think we're going to be? What's going to happen in the next year or so? In the UK as well, specifically, so-called, I can't speak, interested in people in the UK and America. What do you think is going to happen now? We have to pick up the pieces, right? We have to put our society back together again. We have to build the economy again. We have to bring life back to the high streets again, especially in this country. I'm out litter picking today. As I say, it's my small thing that I do on a Saturday with my sister, and so we get our bin bags and pick up rubbish. It's just a small thing that I can do for my community. How do you think we're going to rebuild communities from now on? Or do you think that it's just naturally going to happen that we will adapt to our situation, which we have done already? Or are we going to try and spring back to what we had before? And is that possible? So many questions. I'd love to hear from everyone about this, your experience of what has happened, what's happening now, and what you think will happen in terms of this worldwide pandemic. Saying that though, I hope everyone is okay. If anyone is still struggling with symptoms, let me know also, because that really fascinates me and interests me. Have you had it? Did you have it and still have symptoms? Did you have it and got over it very quickly? I'd love to know. I hope everyone is really, really well, and have a good day.